Hello everyone. Welcome to Tim's Vinyl Confessions. I'm Tim Derling, and for the very first time, I think it's the first time,
Yeah,
it's
on
it,
yours,
se
yes.
it seems like this should have happened before because I've been on his channel, but for the very first time as a guest on Tim's Vinyl Confessions, we have got Dan from Off the Charts. Great YouTube channel. Hello, sir.
How's it going?
It's going really good, Dan.
Good
Always
to be
good to
here.
talk. Yeah, good to talk to a fellow rock fan. I see you've got some rock biographies there on your shelf over there.
Yeah, right over there.
I can recognize a few of them,
Yeah.
and yeah, no. So Dan's had me on his channel, and yeah, this time around, he's here, and we are going to be talking about something that some people like, some people collect, some people don't like them at all, some people are kind of indifferent about them. Me, it very much depends. It's a very much a case by case
Yeah.
situation. Talking about tribute albums where a bunch of different artists get together and pay tribute to a particular band or a particular artist. And you know, there's bound to be mixed results. So I talked to Dan about this, and he was into it, and we're going to talk about like basically 10 of our favorites each. I think we're going to have some crossover,
Yeah. Some copies,
but
some doubles.
but we're going to go in chronological order. And Dan said he's got one from 1990, which I do not. So I'm going to let him start. So Dan, take it away.
All right. So when Tim said our 10 favorites, I actually found only 10. So, so
So
I
so
guess
there
there were,
there's your 10 favorites.
yeah. I'm a little on the fence with certain, and my first example is one that I had at the time and completely sold it like, well, not right away there, but it's the Kiss Hard to Believe 1990. If you're not familiar with that one, it's the one where did Nirvana, well, it's Nirvana doing Do You Love Me,
Yeah, that's
which,
probably the biggest selling point there,
yeah,
what anybody remembers about it mainly.
was Nirvana already, was Nevermind already?
Nevermind wasn't out in 1990. They'd had Bleach out on Sub
Yeah.
Pop, but they certainly hadn't broken big yet.
Well, anyway, this would have never brought them big. This is one of those, in my opinion, terrible cover. Like the rest of the bands, I don't really know them. I literally bought it because at the time I was gonna buy anything Kiss related, and which is gonna happen with a bunch of these tribute albums where,
I got three. I don't know about you. I've got three to talk about.
yeah, yeah, but yeah, this one here is like I couldn't believe it, and you have to hear Nirvana's "Do You Love Me" to understand what I'm talking about. I don't know if they're just trolling Kiss or they're at the time they were not good musically, but has got to be one of the worst things I've ever heard. The rest, what did you have? Bullet, La Volta, bunch of people like
Wasn't it mostly Seattle? Like, wasn't it like a lot of the
it's
early grunge
underground,
bands or underground?
independent punk bands. Doesn't really
Oh,
say if it was like Skin Yard, Bullet, La Volta, Hullabaloo, Melvins,
yeah. Okay.
uh, Hard-Ons, Instigators, Thrush, Surf Caesars. It's all stuff that I or bands I really don't know there apart from Nirvana.
So it
But yeah,
just so happens that this came out sort of like under the radar, and one of the bands on it happened to get big
it
late.
happened because I didn't know who Nirvana was.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's just because I was buying anything Kiss. I'm like, oh, I don't have this. Must get it. Now I don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one is. I mean, it's fun to hear that one song, but apart from that, it is what it is. But yeah, Kiss Hard to Believe for me would be the farthest one away from 1990.
Okay. Now, just curious, did you buy that in 1990 or was it years later?
Probably at the time.
Wow. Okay. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, like I said, I was buying anything. Like there was a store called Record Runner here, which is probably the best store ever. Where I felt like Norm from Cheers going into the store. Hey Dan, they knew you. I
Yeah. They
went
knew
there
your
so,
name. Yeah.
but it was imports. It wasn't a chain. It was imports and hard to find stuff. and I just saw that on CD. I'm like, okay, that's cool. I need to get that just because it was Kiss. Didn't
Yeah.
know anything about tribute albums at the time, really. And wasn't long after it, I was like, yeah, I do not like this at all. So there you go.
Right on. So what's the next year of the one that you have to talk about?
94. I
Okay, so all right, I'll do my
Yeah,
first one, and if you have it too,
I have
we'll just
three
talk
from
right about it.
94.
Okay. So the first one I have is probably the logical next step because it was a lot in the press about that Hard to Believe compilation that inspired this. Kiss My Ass. Classic Kiss regrooved. I've got the version with the Canadian flag and the stupid makeup on the kid that's supposed to be Ace because
Mm-hmm.
of blah, blah, frickin' blah. And like, this is really funny because um, I had only just gotten into Kiss a few months prior.
Oh,
So
wow.
this was actually, honest to God, this was actually the first Kiss album that came out that I was waiting for new, even though it wasn't exactly a Kiss album. Um, now, in retrospect, obviously, this is, it was kind of early on in my Kiss fandom, and this is one of the earliest examples where I realized that Gene Simmons talks a lot, and 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 Gene Simmons says a lot of things that usually never come to fruition.
Mm-hmm.
And this was hyped and overhyped, and most of the groups that were mentioned aren't on this thing. Um, and it's a real mixed bag. Now,
Mm-hmm.
let me tell you what I like on here. Now, I'm not a country music fan, but I love Garth Brooks' version of Hard Luck Woman. Now, most diehard Kiss fans know this, but in case casual fans or newer fans, that's actually Kiss as they existed in the time.
Mm-hmm.
The Bruce Kulick, Eric Singer lineup backing him up on that song. You can hear Paul Stanley on background vocals plain as day.
Yeah.
And because this was on Mercury Polygram and Garth was on like Liberty or Capitol, he couldn't put it out as a single, but a lot of radio stations, including the one I worked for, played it anyway, and it got enough airplay. I think that it got on the top 40 in like Radio and Records, not Billboard, but it got a lot of airplay. I remember being in malls and hearing "Hard Luck Woman," this version of it, and very very well done, like a very very faithful version, and any interviews you would ever read with Garth Brooks, he was a rock and roller.
Yeah.
Um,
Apparently.
I mean, he's a huge April Wine fan,
Mm-hmm.
which is cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
Huge Kansas fan. He liked, all kinds of music, and obviously he was a Kiss fan as well. So I really liked his version of Hard Luck Woman. I thought that that was really well done. I really like, and I'm not an Anthrax fan per se, but I love their version of She.
Yeah.
I think that they nailed it. They tend to do very good covers, but I think that they nailed this version. I love it. I think it's just really, really well done. Now, the only band that's on this tribute album that I actually like is Extreme.
Yeah.
And I think they do a really cool version of Strutter. They do it very much in their style. They throw in a little God of Thunder in the middle of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And in the last verse, Gary Sharon does a very convincing Paul Stanley impersonation. And that's about it. Don't I really don't like very much that's on here. I couldn't tell you the last time I listened to this from start to finish. One of the songs that I wish was on the standard version. It was one of those rare occasions where it actually came out on vinyl at the time
Mm-hmm.
in North America, which was not common. So I bought it. It's got a band called Die Arze, which is a German band, and they heavy up a song that was heavy to begin with.
Yeah.
And at the time, it was a recent song. It was only on, they're 2 years old at the time. They did a
Yeah.
version of Unholy, Unheimlich. Like
Yeah.
and yet they go into I Was Made for Loving You
I
in the
know.
middle
I
of it.
know.
It is hilarious, but it's also really good. much better than most of the stuff that's on here. This was Kiss's attempt to look hip in the eyes of like the alternative, whatever. And it went gold, some of the songs got some airplay, but yeah, overall, I think this could have been a lot better. But what were your thoughts on this?
Well, I'm gonna piggyback on yours. Go from '94, so I got this version too,
Yeah,
with the red vinyl that you talked about.
yeah,
Uh,
beautiful, beautiful red vinyl.
yeah, I honestly, I didn't even have it. I probably had a turntable, but it wasn't really good at the time. I just bought it because of the
The
bonus track.
novelty, the novelty of having a new album on vinyl was like I
Yeah,
gotta
that
get
was
this.
great.
As a matter of fact, I think I bought it first before I bought the CD.
Oh, I got the CD first because you had a choice between four countries, right? Canada, U.S., Germany, maybe,
I
and
think
UK.
so. I wanted to make sure I got the Canadian one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what I have
Yeah,
on CD.
yeah.
But I got the US. Oh, only there's only a US one for the vinyl.
I think yeah, that's the only
Yeah.
one I've ever seen. Yeah.
And
Um.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
agree with you regarding Hard Luck Woman. It's awesome. Did you ever see the version of Kiss and Garth Brooks on Jay Leno? I think
Was
playing
either
Hard Luck
Leno
Woman.
was either Leno or Letterman, one or the other.
I think yeah, it's one of the two, but it's
Yeah.
on YouTube. And
Yep.
there's also Christine 16 with the Gin Blossoms, which was also on another. Uh,
Yes, that's right. It was on another like late night.
what was his name there? The Arsenio
Oh,
Hall. I
Ars
think that was that.
oh, okay.
I think.
Arsenio must have still been on. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know there's a little factoid about the performance of Hard Luck Woman? Did you know what happened during that performance?
Paul breaks a string,
All breaks a string.
and
Yeah.
and it doesn't show
No.
because
No.
you could see him, and it's actually pretty cool where he's got his. You could see that he put his hand underneath it so the guitar string would just not
Yeah.
tamper with the rest.
Yeah.
But it made me appreciate. I guess on the Rock and Roll Over version, you didn't really hear the background vocals as much. And when
Right.
they played that version on the TV there, I was like, wow, the background vocals are really good for that song. So that's
Yeah.
honestly, it's hit or miss. The big miss for me, well, there's two of them. Calling Dr. Love by Shandy's Addiction is just, that's not my style of music. It's a mix of
No.
what? Tool.
It's Tool and Rage Against the Machine, and I
Yeah,
think I think yeah, I can't remember who's all on it, and I don't care enough to look.
Nine
It's
Inch
just
Nails or something like that there.
yeah.
And um, what was the other one? Rock and Roll All Night. People
Oh, I
love it or
hate.
hate it. It's like a
Oh, I hate.
ballad.
I hate that version. They do it in waltz time, and it's
Yeah,
just it. And the other thing is like you said about the Nirvana. It's like are they making fun of like
that's what I would. That's what I'm
it's
thinking.
like why are they on this if they don't like there are other songs you could do that to. Don't do it to Rock and Roll All
Yeah,
Night.
I think it's just terrible.
I don't know. I just yeah, it was a huge miss for me. I mean, I was not an alternative grunge guy at all, and never have been. So I mean, it was a really tough time. But I did like the fact that there was a Kiss song that was getting some airplay, and
Yes, yeah, it was
yeah,
pretty popular. And actually, it's funny because there was, I forget what the comic strip was. I'll send you a screenshot after where it was a comic strip in those Saturday newspapers, and the guy is going to a record store and going, I want to get, I really want to get into country. So he got, do you want to, I'm looking for Garth Brooks or whatever. And the guy, the seller guy, wasn't he on Letterman or Jay Leno with Kiss? And then the next thing, his wife is like looking at his CD, goes, the best of Kiss? And he goes, yeah, I'm going to take this country thing one step at a time. So, but it was in
oh,
reference to that.
okay, that's
I
pretty
still have it
obscure, but
somewhere in my
that's pretty obscure,
scrapbook.
but that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's that. You said you had two more from '94. I don't, so let's
Okay.
hear about them.
So 94, I had physical media. Now I only have iTunes. It was actually well received. So it was the Black Sabbath Nativity
Oh,
in Black.
Nativity in Black. Okay, yep,
Nativity, okay.
yep, yep, yep.
Nativity in Black from 1994, which has Fate No More, Megadeth with Paranoid, which appeared later on Hidden Treasures.
Yeah.
Bruce Dickinson doing a great version of Oh my God, was it Symptom?
No, Sepultura. I remember Sepultura did the Symptom of the
Symptom of the
Universe.
Universe. Bruce
Yeah,
Dickinson did Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. That's right.
right.
Ugly Kid Joe also. It was good, actually borderline great, I would say. But again, I was like, I never listened to that. Like, if I want to listen to those songs, I'm gonna go listen to Black Sabbath.
The originals. Yeah.
So but it was actually very, very well received at the time.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that bought that because
Mhm.
I mean I'm not even a fan and I'm familiar with some of the songs in there, so I must have heard a lot of it somewhere.
Yeah, but yeah, it's Black Sabbath, Nativity of Black, good. Again, I don't have it anymore. I kept, like I said, four, and you'll see them. Well,
Yeah.
you've seen one already there.
You know what? I had more than what you're going to see. There's
Yeah.
some that I got rid of over the years too.
Oh yeah, well, even my friend, I actually told him the other day, I'm gonna go on your show to do this, and do you have any albums, tribute albums? He had one, which you have, and we'll talk about later on.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, that's 94. And the other 94 for me is Deep Purple, Smoke on the Water, which had Kip Winger on it, Ingui, sorry, Ingui, Ingve, but I always
Yeah.
say Ingui, Paul Gilbert, Don Dawkins, Reb Beach. It's purple. It's a purple cover with a keyboard on it. It's
Oh
actually
yeah.
pretty, it's
Yeah,
actually
I've
pretty
seen it.
decent.
Well, I mean, you can't. You just listed a bunch of great, players.
Yeah, and it's good.
Is that the one that was called a New York tribute?
No, it was just called.
Because there was one that was like a Deep Purple something, a New York tribute. It was all like artists from the New York area.
No, I'll send you the picture later on, but it's called just Smoke on the Water, a tribute to Deep Purple there. But yeah, it's like everybody from like you had Glenn Hughes, Kip Winger, Kelly Keeling, Richie Kotzen, Joel Turner, Robert Mason, Jeff Scott Soto, like a lot of great players. It was
It's
actually
interesting.
one of the better
Yeah.
ones.
It's interesting. You had Glenn Hughes and Joe Lynn Turner, who were actually
Exactly.
members of
Yeah.
Deep Purple at one time.
Yeah.
But
But it was
but you're getting into this period, and we're going to find this as we go along, where you see a lot of the same names pop up on these things.
yes, but again, like 94, I have three of them or had three
Yeah.
of them, and it's like it was the thing at the time almost
It was very much a trend. Yeah.
because that type of product wasn't selling, I guess, the real bands. So let's just do tributes, see if that works.
It
So
it certainly became, yeah, I think it reached a peak at 97, but we'll get to that.
yeah.
Um, so the next one I have is from 96.
Okay.
So I've got two from 96 to talk about. Um, this is one I was really excited about when it came out.
My friend has that.
Yeah, this is called Working Man. It's a Rush tribute. And a lot of the tracks on here, I mean, obviously you need to have some chops to play these songs. A
Mhm.
lot of the Dream Theater guys are involved. So you've got Mike Portnoy on a lot of the drum tracks, not all. You've got James LaBrie on a couple of songs. You've got John Petrucci on guitar on a lot of these songs. But you've got some really cool things like Fates Warning do a great version of Closer to the Heart. Um, Great version of YYZ with Dean Castronovo on drums. He just kills it. It's
Mhm.
great. Sebastian Bach is on it. He does Working Man and
Yes.
also Jacob's Ladder. Really cool. I would not have expected this to work as well as it does, but Jack Russell, the late Jack Russell from Great White, sings The Analog Kid, and it's really cool. I
Mhm.
really, really like it. Um, you've got Eric Martin from Mr. Big, does a great version of the song Mission. Yeah, and this it's funny because this came out right around the same time that Rush put out Test for Echo, and the internet was a relatively newish thing, and there was some backlash that Neil Peart made some comments about the album, and there was this little bit of. I remember at one point there was talk about it being withdrawn.
Oh, really? Of
So that made me want to get it all the more. Now I've come to find out later there was nothing of the sort went on. It's the internet, right? People
course.
believed what they read, and it was
Yeah.
like, you know. But anyway, I still think this is quite good. And I remember I got this a little bit before Test for Echo had come out. Nobody was talking about Rush at this time. It had been 3 years since they put an album out, so I wanted to hear something. So this was really, I mean, I really still, I just listened to this last week getting ready for this, and I still really enjoy it. There's a lot of great musicians on here. I mean, other than the ones I mentioned, there's Stu Ham, Jakey Lee. Now, okay, one I don't like on here, and I like his guitar playing is George Lynch, but there's a version of Anthem on here. Mark Slaughter, and I'm not a Slaughter fan, but Mark Slaughter does a great job on the vocals. But George Lynch plays like he's never heard the song in his life. He's like, what key is this in? I'm just going to solo my face off. I don't. That was pointless. Steve Morris is on here.
Oh, wow.
Um, Devin Townsend.
Oh,
Some people
wow.
like him, some people don't. But Devin Townsend's on here doing Natural Science. Billy Sheehan. So yeah, good stuff. Um, the next one I have, so this is sort of like a bonus one, but Dream Theater. Anybody that knows that band, I mean, they do covers albums themselves.
Hmm.
I've just got one here. This is them doing Master of Puppets,
Oh, wow.
Metallica Master of Puppets in Barcelona in 2002. These were available through their fan club, but now you can go on Amazon and buy most of these. But they've done Dark Side of the Moon, Deep Purple Made in Japan, Number of the Beast, and they've done a ton of cover songs like as bonus songs. So they're just musicologists. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to throw that in there because so many of the Dream Theater guys are on that Rush tribute.
I had
Yep.
that little Change of a Season album,
Yes, yes.
and it made me discover a lot of cool bands on that
That
live.
um big medley they do on
Oh, I
that is
love
one
that.
of my favorite.
Love,
They
love
It
that.
is so seamless, and the songs that they do really don't have anything to do with each other, but they make them blend so well.
I loved it because I wasn't sick and tired of hearing those songs at the time. I was like,
Right,
I
right.
had forgotten how good Turn It On Again was,
Yeah.
or Carry On My Wayward Son. I'm like, oh my God, yeah. So,
But how the way they go from Bohemian Rhapsody into
yeah,
Love and Touch and Squeezing, you'd think, what? But they do, and it
it
just hits
works.
you out of nowhere, and you're like, whoa, I wasn't expecting this.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
do a great live version of Deep Purple's Perfect Strangers. Like, yeah, it's good. They do a Zeppelin medley. Good
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So, 96.
All right.
Much, much better than the Kiss My Ass album.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I used to
Spacewalk.
have that too.
Yeah. Yeah. Spacewalk. Tribute to Ace Frehley. So it's mostly Kiss, but there are some Ace solo songs on here. This is one of many CDs like this that came out in this company called D Rock Records. And they put out mostly tribute albums, but they also put out Rats Collage,
Okay,
and
yeah.
they put out Y&T, Endangered Species. But this has a lot of great artists, and again, a lot of the same artists. So Sebastian Bach's on here, Dimebag Darrell, Marty Friedman, Scott Ian,
Yeah.
Dave Sabo, Ron Young, singer from Little
Little
Caesar,
Cedar, yeah.
Jeff Watson from Night Ranger, who you never see his name pop up anywhere. Gilby Clarke, Tracy Guns, John Norum. Like it's pretty good. Like there's some pretty good. Yeah, there's some pretty like. There's a few of these that are just kind of rote, like when they just played them. But there
Yeah.
are some that are pretty good, pretty inspired. Like again, like the Anthrax guys, "Rip It Out" is pretty much an Anthrax doing it, and it's really
Hmm.
good. I don't like the version of New York Groove. I can't remember what they did. It's weird, but anyway, uh, it's what you want to hear with these. And I think the cover's pretty cool too. Like they did a good job. Some of these had some pretty cheesy cover art, but I think this was fairly well done.
Wasn't there like another one, another Ace Frehley tribute, like
There
almost like
was. It was called uh
Spacewalk?
Return. This is
Oh,
Spacewalk.
that's
I
okay.
think
Yeah.
there was another one called The Return of the Comet, and
Yeah.
it had like the Outer Limits type artwork on it, and that had like Soundgarden people on.
Yeah,
So
that one I didn't get.
I was not the least
But
bit
I did
interested in
get the
that.
one you have.
Yeah.
I forgot about that one there.
The next two I have are from '97.
I have my next is 97 also, yeah.
So let's get to yours and see if it's one that I
Okay,
like.
so mine actually comes in there was two CDs. So it's a tribute to Judas Priest, Legends of Metal.
Okay.
Again, I had them, no longer have them. This one, oh my God, has Halloween, Gamma Ray, Devin Townsend again, Merciful Fate, doing the Ripper, which is actually a good band to cover that song. Uh, Testament, Udo, Saxon. You've Got Another Thing Coming is a great song. It just doesn't bring anything to the table. It's a
Right.
It's just like them jam like
It's a competent version, right?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Nothing bad about it, but nothing
right.
wow. But it's a very good version. And then volume two, it's a little bit more unknown, more heavier bands like Forbidden, Overkill. You got another Gamma Ray doing Exciter, Nevermore, Heaven's Gate, Blind Guardian, Iced Earth, that type of.
Right.
But the second one, I was like, yeah, it's they're good for what they are. But again, I'm gonna go with the original versions. They're I don't know what else to say for this one there, but it's like could have been one album to be honest. There,
Right.
two
Yeah.
CDs was a lot,
Yeah.
and I don't know. It's like the Deep Purple one, very good. But again, I'd rather go and listen to the original versions. So that's my only 1997 pick.
Okay.
Legends of Metal, a tribute to Judas Priest.
So the next one I have is, I think, is actually one of the better ones that came out during this time. Like I said, there were so many of them. Like it got to be a joke
Hmm.
because you'd have so many of the same people on them, and it's like you get the feeling they just did them all at once. And a lot of these were produced by a guy named Billy Sherwood, who is now the bass player in Yes.
Oh,
But he's behind a lot of these. It's just interesting, like putting these guys together. But anyway, I think this one's still really good, still holds up. Thunderbolt.
oh.
This is an AC/DC tribute. Now, this is a stupid cover, but whatever. Now, I
I
gotta
don't
be
think I've ever
honest.
seen that.
This came out in '97 again on D Rock Records, and I was gonna buy this anyway. There's a lot of artists. See, another thing, if there's a lot of artists that I like, and they're covering a band I like, it's kind of I was like, well, I got to get this and see what it sounds like. If it's a bunch of unknowns, it's like, I'm not so crazy about it. But the main reason I bought this, I read a review of it in Metal Edge, is that Dave Meniketti was on a song,
Oh, I know that.
and
Yeah.
at the time, Y&T had put out musically incorrect, so they were kind of back,
Yeah.
but Endangered Species hasn't come out, and it's like you just never saw the Y&T guys anywhere. So
That's
it's
the
like,
first time I heard.
yeah. So I got to get this. So this he does Night Prowler. It's just really good because that's like a blues rock song
Mhm.
that just suits him vocally and guitar playing wise. And the ironic thing is like the drums on that and a few of these songs is Simon Wright,
Oh,
who was in AC/DC through most of the 80s until
yeah.
Phil Rudd came back. But again, it's got Sebastian Bach. Sebastian Bach's on a lot of these, but it's got the Anthrax guys. It's got Bobby Blotzer, Phil Collen from Def Leppard, John Corabi. Great version. John Corabi does a great version of Shake a Leg, which is, if there's such a thing as a deep cut from Back in Black, it would be that one. I love that.
Yeah.
Billy Sheehan's on it too. It's a really cool version. Quiet Riot had just reunited the
Yeah.
Mental Health lineup. They do Highway to Hell, which is about like Saxon do it's just it's fine, but it
Yeah.
doesn't,
Exactly.
doesn't bring anything. Um, I think one of my favorites on here is you might as well call it Great White with Bobby Blotzer on drums, more or less, because it's Jack Russell and Mark Kendall. Fantastic version of Sin City, which is one of my
Yeah.
favorite AC/DC
Love, love, love
songs.
that song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Whitfield Crane from Ugly Kid Joe, fantastic version of Ride On, and he sounds almost just like Bon Scott. Um, yeah, it's good. I mean, it's um, Stephen Piercy who does Whole Lot of Rosie. Lemmy sings "It's a Long Way to the Top," which sounds exactly like you think it's going to sound. It's a long way.
No, no bagpipes.
No, no. I think they do it on guitar.
Okay.
Um, "Walk All Over You," good version of that by Dee Snider. That's really good. Yeah, this is good.
Yeah. All right.
This one rises above. I would seek this one out if I were you.
Okay.
If you like any of the artists I've mentioned, these are not disappointing. Um, Same year and a lot of the same batch of players. Dragon Attack, a tribute to Queen.
Okay. Yeah.
Now this has been released with different covers and different titles. It's the same one.
Looks like a
Um,
Queen greatest hits, huh?
it kind of reads like one.
Yeah.
It kind of reads like one. There aren't too many deep cuts on here now. So you've got one of my favorite Queen songs, "I Want It All." It's got Bob Kulick's involved in a lot of these too.
Yes.
He was on a lot of these. But Robin McCauley from the Michael Schenker group, um, he sings "I Want It All." It's good. I actually saw Robin McCauley in concert singing for Survivor
Oh wow.
in
He was there.
2006,
Okay.
and it was good. I didn't know what to expect, but it was like, yeah, he's this is good.
He's got a
This
good
is
voice.
it
Yeah.
sounds good. Yeah. Um, you got James Labrie on here again. Dream Theater doing "Sheer Heart Attack," also "One Vision." So those are great songs. Um, You mentioned Jeff Scott Soto. He sings "Save Me" on here, and actually, I don't know if this is where it started, but Jeff ended up doing some of the Queen conventions, so he got to know like
Mm-hmm.
Brian and Roger. But this one was significant because it was the first time that Bruce Kulick and Eric Singer appeared since they weren't in Kiss anymore.
Yeah.
What else is on here? Oh yeah, Lemmy's on here doing "Tie Your Mother Down," which again sounds like "Tie Your Mother Down." Um, anyway. Glenn Hughes, "Get Down, Make Love." That's really good. Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, I've said this before, when you hear other people do Queen songs, it makes you realize just how unique Freddie Mercury's voice was.
Mm-hmm.
Because really, you shouldn't do Queen songs. That leave them alone.
I appreciate him more now than I did
Yeah.
at the. I wasn't a Queen fan back then. There.
All right. So that's it from '97. The next one, I've got one from '98.
Okay, I got mine's 99. My next one. So.
Okay. So this one is another example of an entire band doing an album of songs by another band. And so this is a band that was established themselves, but occasionally they would go out and do Led Zeppelin tribute shows. And that is
Yeah.
Great
Yeah.
White.
Yeah.
So this is another one that's been issued under different covers, but this is the original. Great Zeppelin, a tribute to Led Zeppelin. This was recorded in December '96, came out in '98 on Deadline Cleopatra, another label that put out a lot of these. And it's good. I mean, Jack Russell always had a little touch of
Big
Robert
time.
Plant in his vocals, right? And they've done Zeppelin songs, but so this one, and I like they started out with "In the Light," which is not a song that you'd expect
Yeah.
to hear. But they do "No Quarter," they do "Tangerine," "Going to California," "All My Love" from my personal favorite Zeppelin album, Into the Outdoor. Um,
Oh, good man. Me too.
yeah, I love it.
Me too.
I
Me too. Love
absolutely
that song. Love that album.
they do the Rover. No, it's good. It's I mean, obviously they've got "Stairway to Heaven," "Immigrant Song," "When the Levee Breaks," but they don't it's not, it's not you couldn't predict. It said there's 14 songs on it. I bet most people would get it wrong because they'd want it doesn't have a whole lot of love on it for one thing.
Hmm.
I'm just think they put some thought into it. But anyway, it's pretty good. So
That's
yeah,
not. Is it acoustic?
no, he has done an acoustic
I have a DVD, like a video, a DVD of all their videos, and they play "Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You"
yeah,
acoustic.
that's not on here. That they did that. I don't know if that was MTV Unplugged, but that was, I want to say, a B-side from one of the Twice Shy singles, but I don't have it right off the top of my head.
I have two of them. I don't remember if it was
But
there.
that one's actually not on here, but yeah, they
Yeah.
do a great version of
Okay, I
that.
thought it was the acoustic one there.
No, this is all, as if it's got acoustic in it, they do acoustic. If it's got electric, they do
Okay.
electric. So what have you got from '99?
All right, 99, which is probably the last time I really like I was buying a lot of those tribute albums, and this was the last straw, which is Alice Cooper, Humanary Stew
Okay, I've
from
heard it. I've never bought it, and I pretty much know what's on it.
there's one great, and when I say great song on it, it's Ronnie James Dio doing Welcome to
Welcome
My
to My
Nightmare.
Nightmare. Yeah,
Beautiful,
yeah.
beautiful. Under My Wheels by Def Leppard, School's Out by Megadeth. Their choices of covers for Megadeth aren't very original, if you ask me.
No, yeah. Let's do Black Sabbath song. Let's do Paranoid.
Yeah, and this one's
Okay.
School's Out.
Yeah.
No More Mr. Nice Guy by Roger Daltrey.
Oh, I hate that version.
Yeah.
And there's
Uh,
one because of that version. Sorry to
yeah.
derail you there, but I hate the way that he sings the. Again, it's like, do you know the song or not? It's like,
Yeah.
I used to be such a sweet, sweet thing till they got a hold of me. Like, I hate that. Now, D. Snyder, if I recall correctly, does Go to Hell. That's pretty good.
No, I do
No?
not. I do not like his
Oh,
version. It's
okay.
way too heavy.
Well, okay. I know what you mean. It's heavier than the original, but I like the fact that it's different
Yes, I'm gonna give it to you. It's
um
different.
and they go into a little bit of another song from the Goes to Hell album in the middle of it. The with the da 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 da
Yeah,
da
that's
da da da. Oh,
Wish
wish
You
you
Were
were
Here.
here.
Wish You
Yeah,
Were
I
Here. Yeah,
like that.
I love that part. Yeah,
Yeah. Um, but
but
yeah, I don't have that one. It's yeah, again, yeah, I think I was over it by then.
it would be actually worth it just to hear Ronnie James Dio like sing his heart out. You could see that he's the one that took his the more
Took
time.
him
And
serious.
it
Yeah.
starts off with his low vocals, then the next verse a little higher, then a little higher, then at the end he's just doing the Dio we all
Yeah.
know and love there. That's to me is the big highlight. You got Vince Neil or I with Mick Mars, Billy Sheehan, and Simon Phillips doing Cold Ethel,
Oh
Black
yeah,
Widow,
right. Yeah, that's
Black Widow by Bruce Dickinson, uh, Tony Franklin, Adrian Smith. Go to Hell, like we just talked about, with Zach Wilde, Bob Kulick, Rudy Sarzo, Paul Taylor on
yeah,
the keyboards. Billion Dollar Babies by a bunch of, Phil Lewis, George Lynch, Bob Kulick. He's there a lot too.
yeah.
Only Women Bleed, Glenn Hughes, I'm 18, Don Dokken, Elected. Steve Jones, I don't know who that is.
Sex Pistols.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Yeah.
It wasn't too bad, but again, that was like, okay, I'm done with these.
Yeah,
For a
there's
while.
it got to be kind of
There was
silly.
too many. There
Yeah,
was
there's
too
too many.
many.
Too many, and they were all you just knew they were hammering them out all at the
Yeah,
same time.
big time.
Well, which brings me to my next one, which
All
is
right.
about the last of these ones that I bought, but I bought it because of number one of some of the artists that were on it and some of the song choices. And so this is another one that's on Deadline Cleopatra, and again, a lot of the same players. This is not the same old song and dance.
Okay,
A
Aerosmith.
tribute to
Yeah.
Aerosmith, yeah. And I kind of like the cover because it's kind of a nod to Get a Grip, even though there's nothing from that time period here.
Yes.
Um, so you've got Back in the Saddle with Mark Slaughter. Now you pretty much need somebody like Mark Slaughter to sing some of these songs, right?
Hmm.
Um, I could care less about Ted Nugent, but he does Ragdoll, which is the only 80s song on here. The rest of
Oh,
these are all
okay.
all 70s songs. One that I like, and this is back when he could still sing, is Vince Neil doing one of my favorite Aerosmith songs. I know they didn't write it, Chip Away the Stone. I just like to see light shined on that song because I love it so much.
Gotcha.
But that's got Blue Saraceno on guitar. Vinny,
Oh my God. Yeah.
I always get this guy's name wrong. Vili Colita on drums. He's an amazing drummer. He's played with Sting and Frank
Okay, I
Zappa
don't
and
know
a
that.
million different people. And Derek Sherinian's on that. Um, this one's interesting. Last Child. Mickey Thomas from Starship,
Oh my God.
who is a freak of nature because he can still sing
Yeah.
to this very day. Earl Slick on guitar. That's not a name you see very often. Anyway, so this is cool. So you had Ted Nugent on Ragdoll, but you've got Sweet Emotion with Jack Blades and Tommy Shaw. So it's pretty much a Damn Yankees version of Sweet Emotion, which is fun because those guys actually co-wrote songs with Aerosmith.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's also got Mike Inez and Randy Castillo as a rhythm. So you're kind of reuniting like the No More Tears
Yeah.
era
Yeah.
rhythm section. Um, Ronnie James Dio singing Dream On.
Oh, I have that as a an MP3 on my iTunes.
Yeah, so that's where this comes from. Ingve on guitar. Now this one's different. Walk This Way with Fee Waybill from the Tubes,
God.
right? Not
Yeah.
what you'd expect. Steve Lukather, Tim Bogert, and Tommy Aldridge. One of my favorites. And this was a band that was not active at the time, Tesla. It's not Tesla, but it's Jeff Keith and Tommy Skeoch.
Yeah.
Draw the line. How can you go wrong?
That's a good one.
Jeff Keith singing classic Aerosmith, it works. Um, Eric Singer's on that one too. The great version of Same Old Song and Dance with Jack Russell singing. That's really good. You've got Jeff Skunk Baxter on saxophone. Um, no, he's playing guitar on it. Edgar Winters on saxophone.
Mhm. Okay.
Jeff Pilson and Bobby Blotzer are the rhythm section on that.
Wow.
This one's cool. No surprise. From one of my favorite Aerosmith albums, Night in the Ruts. Janie Lane. Really, it's really good. Chris Holmes on guitar. Stephen Riley from LA Guns and Wasp on drums and keel. Um, and on bass, Adrian Perry, son of Joe.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. And finally, Toys in the Attic with Stephen Piercy, Tracy Guns, Phil Susan, and Ainsley Dunbar. This is actually quite good,
Okay.
but it was the last one that I bought. The next one I have is from 2012. So anything you've got in between there, now would
I
be
got two of them. So,
okay.
all right, I'd love to know if anybody else in the world has this. I found this on Bandcamp when I was doing research for certain type of album covers. So this is Black Sabbath tribute in jazz. Okay. So the casualties of jazz, kind of black, a salute to Black Sabbath. This is you got it's don't expect anything very heavy, but it's just very jazzy and relaxing. You've got Fairies Wear Boots, Luke's Wall War Pigs, Sweet Leaf, that's side one, but they're um elongated versions. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's
Yeah.
not this is not an EP. That's what I'm trying
Right.
to get at here.
Right.
Side two, The Wizard, NIB, Black Sabbath, and Iron Man. No vocals, just a different version of Black Sabbath songs.
You know,
And
it's funny. Of all of the songs that you mentioned, "Fairies Wear Boots" is the one that da, 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 da,
yeah,
da, 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 da. That's the one I can really hear jazzy.
it works, most of it.
Yeah.
I don't put it on every day there, but if you're on a Sunday, you just want to listen to something calm, yeah, you just put this on and it's actually not bad. I would recommend it to people who are Black Sabbath fans if you want to hear your favorite band jazz version. So this is from 2004.
Okay.
Chris Golden on upright bass, Jimmy Paxson Jr. on drums, and Matt Rode on Hammond organ. That's it.
Interesting.
So it's
Huh.
not bad. I guess I'm not expecting, like, don't expect to be wowed. It's just very relaxing. But then when you want to hear relaxing music but familiar music. So yeah, the casualties of jazz, kind of black. Black Sabbath played jazz.
Do you know if they did any other
That's all I
bands?
know for that.
Okay.
Mind you, I didn't really check that. I bought this 8 years ago, maybe. I
Okay.
didn't really check since there,
Yeah. Okay.
but
All right. The
it's
next one,
different and it's cool.
next one I've got is from 2012.
Oh wait, I got 2006.
All right. Okay.
Oh, so
Yeah.
okay, my last of albums that I no longer have tribute. It's called Strummin' with the Devil,
Oh yeah. I never bought this
the
one.
southern side of Van Halen.
Yeah.
Now, why did I buy this? I saw it live when he was on Jay Leno,
Yeah.
and I couldn't believe. I'm like, what fresh hell is this? And he's like, I don't know. It's bluegrass music. He played Jump on it. If you like bluegrass music, you're gonna like this album, okay? But you probably won't know who these songs are. Like, you know what I mean there? But I saw, like, if you watch the David Lee Roth, and I actually showed my friend the other day when I was telling him I was going to be on your show, I go, watch this. And you got David Lee Roth, so proud. This is pre Van Halen reunion, by the way.
Reunion. Yeah.
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 And he was so proud to be there. It's like, this big smile that he has there.
Yeah.
And I think even you almost see Jay Leno chuckle, like as in strumming with the devil, like almost blurting out a laugh as in, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
And even my friend was just like, and I bought it and sold it right. I still have it on
Yeah.
iTunes, but if you give it to somebody that loves bluegrass, like, and I'm going to give you an example. I'm not going to go off tangent. We all know this one here, Pat Boone.
Yeah. Yeah.
My friends gave that to me, and my sister and I were playing that when I was a teen, and we were laughing our asses off. But my mom was like, "Why are you guys laughing? Like, what's so funny about this?" Same thing with this Strumming with the Devil. maybe bluegrass or that type of music people will love. And I like half the songs are hardly recognizable.
Right.
Just Jump was, but I was like, no, I'm that's like that was the last thing I bought. Well, there's two others, but I was like, okay, I'm done with these tributes. This is just not for me. I'd rather
Yeah.
go listen to the normal
I
versions.
never had any urge to check that out. I knew about it when it was coming. I just knew I'd be disappointed. Three things that come to mind. I had a Van Halen tribute that came out, I think, in 2000,
Yeah,
and it had like a it was like a takeoff of the Baby on 1984, but it was like sticking his tongue out or something, and it was a bunch of no-name bands. I did not like it. I did not keep it. And I also had a Def Leppard tribute called Tributized, which I actually got a Columbia House had it. And again, bunch of no-name artists did not like the versions of the songs.
hmm
So, um, the Pat Boone thing reminded me sometime in the mid 2000, like 2005, 2006, Paul Anka did something similar to the
really,
Pat Boone album. He put out an album, I think it was called Rock Swings, where he does like Jump and It's My Life by Bon Jovi, but he does like his style.
yeah,
So somebody might like that. And also the bluegrass thing. There was around the turn of the century, there was remember that Hayseed Dixie? It was like bluegrass AC/DC songs.
yes, my friend
Yeah.
loves that.
Yeah. I mean the novelty, I listened to it, I was like, it's well played, but to me, the
Exactly.
novelty wore off very quickly.
But again, people who might like that style of
Yeah.
music might not even know that these are covers because
Yeah.
they're the arrangement is so
Yeah.
different. Like
I mean,
to
it
Unchained, it doesn't
yeah,
sound like
it's
Unchained.
it's like, it's like the jazz Black Sabbath thing. You
Yeah,
could put that on for people that would never in a million years listen to Black Sabbath and think, oh, this is nice. Like it just shows you that a well-written song is a well-written song, and you can, translate it different ways. So
but yeah, it's no, it is what it is there. So, but at least the Black Sabbath one, the songs are recognizable, very recognizable. This
right.
bluegrass thing, if it wasn't for the lyrics, I would have never recognized Unchained. Let me put it that way.
Wow.
So, all
Don't need
right.
to hear that.
I think you're up now.
Okay, so this one came out in 2012, which was would have been the 40th anniversary of the original album. And the only reason I found this used, it originally came with Classic Rock magazine, and it is
Oh,
remachined, a tribute to Deep Purple's Machine Head.
I remember that.
And this is quite good. Um, I'll tell you what I like on here. I love Chickenfoot doing Highway Star.
Hmm.
I like Glenn Hughes and Chad Smith doing Maybe I'm a Leo. I like that. I do not like Black Label Society, Pictures of Home. I'm not a fan of Zach Wild's voice. I like his guitar. His guitar playing's great. I'm
Yeah.
not a fan of his vocals. And the first song, I guess I'll tell you what I like and don't like. Carlos Santana and Jacoby Shaddix from Papa Roach doing Smoke on the Water. I just don't care
Yeah.
either. I just don't care. Never Before. Good song that never gets covered. This is by Kings of Chaos, which is a revolving door lineup that does shows somewhere. But this particular one is Joe Elliott, Steve Stevens, Duff McKagan, and Matt Sorum, and it's pretty good. Another version of Smoke on the Water, which I never listen to. I skip it every time. The Flaming Lips. I don't care. Do not care. Next, Lazy. Jimmy Barnes and Joe Bonamassa. Really good, especially if you're a blues rock
Yeah.
guy. It's good. Iron Maiden doing Space Truckin'. Very good. They do good covers.
Yes, they do.
Oh, one of my favorites, and it's not on the album, but it was the B-side of one of the singles. I think it might have been Never Before. Metallica, When a Blind Man Cries. So that was a B-side, I think, of Never Before when it first came out. So it's a Deep Purple B-side. So they covered it because it's the right time period.
Yes.
And it's got a bonus track, another version of Highway Star with Glenn Hughes, Steve Vai, and Chad Smith. So all in all, there's a lot of artists I like on here, but it's never going to be good all the way through. And again, usually I'll just listen to Machine Head.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So the next one I have, and I think you and I both have this,
Yeah.
but
2013.
2013. Yeah, this is one I ordered special when it came out because I
Me
thought
too.
it was for a good idea, it was a good idea for a good cause, and I knew, like, basically because of who put it out, he knows his music,
Hmm.
and he would make sure, like, there's a lot of cool things on here. A World with Heroes.
Yeah.
This is a 2 disc Kiss tribute. I love that, the way he did those to
I
look like the
Casablanca.
Casablanca
Yeah, I
logo.
love that.
Um, and this is for a Kiss tribute for cancer care. And it's got a pretty impressive lineup
Hmm.
of artists on here. Um, and it's got some cool little, I don't even know where to start. It's got some cool little touches on here. Like there's something from almost every Kiss album,
And every
um,
era.
in every era. Um, you Now the credits aren't the easiest thing to read,
No.
but that's a minor complaint. Um, but like I'm trying to think what some of my favorites are on here. Um, I mean, I love Eyes of Love. I think that's a great song from Eric Carr's
I
like
know that. What?
Rockology album. So he's got let me see who's so Benny Duro. Now this is interesting. Benny Duro was Paul Stanley in a pretty well-known Kiss cover band. I've seen him before. I think they were called Destroyer.
I've
Um,
seen them. Yeah.
yeah. You've got a great acoustic version of Creatures of the Night from Brighton Rock.
Oh, my God! And there's a video for that too.
Yeah, they did a video
Yeah,
for it. Yeah,
that was their
the
cover.
late, the late Jerry McGee.
Yeah.
It's really well done. Um, Larger Than Life, which is a cool song that never gets covered. Rex Brown from Pantera. Who knew he could sing like Gene?
I know, huh?
Like he could growl just like with the songs that Gene growls. He's your guy. Um, Oh, I'm just looking to now, and there's other things like, and I'm sure that Mitch LaFon put this out, and I'm sure there's things on here where he just wanted to see it happen. For example, there's a version of Little Caesar on here from Hot in the Shade, which is
Hmm.
not a well-known song, but he's got Ron Young, who's the singer from the band Little Caesar,
Yeah, yeah,
singing Little Caesar.
that's good.
You've got the original demo of the song Outer Space, which Ace did on Anomaly.
Yeah,
So you've got, and some of the guys, if I'm not mistaken, some of the guys or one of the guys that was in that band ended up playing on Jason Newsted's when Jason Newsted came out of retirement and
yeah,
did a
yeah.
couple did which I think are quite good. What else is on here that's really good? I mean, I don't like all of it, but it
No,
generally it's pretty good. I mean, you've got Johnny D and Derry Green from Honeymoon Suite doing Reason to Live. That's good. Um, Rick Hughes, who was in the band Saints and Sinners, he was also in the band
sword.
Sword.
Yeah,
The Oath.
yeah, that was
The
good.
Oath.
Oh yeah.
um, yeah, it's good. It's really good. And it was for a good cause. So yeah, I was happy to add this to my collection.
So I, I'll just piggyback a little bit. Not to, I know Mitch Lafon actually. I know him personally. I've helped him with his Bell stuff. So when he told me about
Wow.
this, he's actually told me a few little side stories. Like, sure know something is borderline almost an original song, as in the guy made his own version of
Right.
that song.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I remember him telling, I'm not going to name names, but there are repetitive songs on this.
Yes, there's a lot of
And
songs that are different versions.
one guy, like Mitch, was telling me, oh, I want to do a beautiful version of Beth. And he's like, I've already got Beth. Oh, no, 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 don't worry. This'll work and blah, blah. And he's like, you know what? Fine, just do what you want. And that's why there's a
Yeah,
lot of,
repetition of songs.
yeah, I guess Mitch had the right idea to make the album, but as a producer, or if that's what he was there, you gotta have to. A producer usually says yes or no. You gotta, but I think he wanted as much. Like there's 40 songs on this.
Yeah.
It's
And, and it pretty much spans the catalog. I mean, you've even got Jeff Paris singing Shout Mercy from
yeah,
Monster, which was only a year old at the time.
and Mitch also sent me. I don't know if I still have them, but 3 or 4 bonus tracks that were not on this. So I'm just like, my only complaint is that there's way too many songs and there's a lot of repetitive, like
Yeah.
redundancy or and all that there. But overall, yeah, this is good. But I would have to say that my favorite, like most memorable one, would be "Sure Know Something" by. If
What's
I
it? Is it Chris Buck? Was that his name?
Give me a sec here.
I just had the booklet out too. I think
Yeah,
his name is Chris Buck.
whatever that flame is there. That's not the right font to use for. Oh, here we go. We
Yeah,
could probably.
yeah, it's Chris Buck.
My God, that's small.
Yeah.
That's
The print doesn't read well against all of those pictures. Like it's cool to have all those pictures, but
But
yeah.
yeah. Anyway, it's a good. I think the big success out of this came from Brighton Rock doing
Yeah.
Creatures of the Night.
Yeah.
And why does Creatures of the Night work this way, but not Rock and Roll All Night on the Kiss My Ass?
You know what? I think I know why it is. Because it's such a recognizable song. It's such an
Mhm.
iconic song. Now, to me, Creatures of the Night is the iconic song.
Yeah,
But because the general public doesn't know that song as well. No, it is a really good version. I mean,
it,
even yeah,
I did like it. Yeah.
yeah. The next thing I have just came out this year.
Okay, so I got one last one from 2014.
Okay.
And even though you have, I know which one you're going to be, but I have a lot to say regarding that one there. So I'm going to go with from 2014,
Oh yeah.
Dio, This Is Your Life. This is good.
Yeah. I have
Very
one
good.
of the songs on that because on the deluxe edition of Metallica's Hardwired to Self-Destruct, it's got the Ronnie Rising medley.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
It's sloppy,
Yeah.
but it's good. I love they play oh my God. Where is that song there? There you go, medley. Oh, it doesn't. Yeah, Stargazer, Kill the King, Tarot Woman, and A Light in the Black.
Yeah.
And it actually ends the album, which I thought was a very good move.
Yeah.
They actually add a Dio song, which is from Angry Machine, called "This Is Your Life," which I think is Dio's best ballad ever because it's actually has a purpose. But you got Neon Nights with Anthrax. Finally, Anthrax doing a cover that's not Kiss. At,
Yeah.
at one time, my friends were joking, like, "Are they becoming a Kiss cover band or what?" Because all their B-sides.
They even at one point they even covered the commercial for the Kiss figures.
Oh, really?
You know, the Kiss,
Yeah,
that's the
yeah, yeah.
name. They even do a version of that.
Okay, I didn't see that one.
Yeah,
Last in Line by Tenacious D. Didn't they win a Grammy for that?
maybe, but the Grammys are stupid.
But
But
either they were nominated, but they
yeah,
did a Dio.
I mean it's cool, but yeah,
Yeah, but the Mob Rules by Adrenaline Mob, Rainbow.
that is good. I've heard that version. That's
Yeah.
really good. Yeah,
Rainbow in the Dark by Corey Taylor, Jason. My God, I can't read this. Yeah, this is bad. Straight Through the Heart, Hailstorm, which is good. Starstruck Motorhead with Biff Byford.
oh yeah,
Temple of the King Scorpions, great version. Like almost sounds exactly the same. Egypt, The Chains Are On. Didn't she release that before Doro?
maybe they just took the existing track.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
Kill Switch Engage doing Holy Diver, which I do not like at all. Catch the Rainbow with Glenn Hughes. There he is again. Craig Goldie, Rudy Sarzo, Scott Warren, and Simon Wright. That's basically last in line.
I was gonna say, well, that was the last Dio lineup, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Them and like,
But they're in last in line too, I think, most of them. A Man on the Silver Mountain with Rob Halford, Doug Aldrich, Vinny Appice, Jeff Pilson, and Scott Warren again, and Ronnie Rising medley, which I find is the most interesting song on this, but it's not the best one. But I love, and I'm not a Metallica fan at all, but I do love what they did here. So I would actually, and the cover, I will actually try to find this on vinyl because you got all the
all the participants.
and players here. I love this artwork right here. You got Ronnie right here, the
Yeah,
standing on the mountain there. So it's got there you go, lots of booklets here. So this one I'm actually gonna it exists on vinyl. I'll probably find it one day because I never listened to this version anymore.
right.
it's I'm not selling this. This is good stuff right here. So, This Is Your Life, Ronnie James Dio tribute. And it's Rainbow, Black Sabbath, and Dio.
And Dio, yeah.
No Elf, but that's fine.
And no, none of his doo-wop stuff from
Yeah, those. I have
yeah,
some of those,
yeah.
but
Um, so the last one I have, I'm not going to talk about it a lot because I just reviewed it earlier this year because
mhm,
it's only been on a few months, but it's Magic Power, which is a tribute to Triumph. Now, kind of like the Kiss My Ass album, this was orchestrated by the band.
mhm,
When I say the band, I mean Gilmore and Mike Levine. Rick Emmett could, he's not really involved in the business side of it
yeah.
anymore, but I love the fact that they have played some shows. I was excited about this because nobody ever talks about being influenced by Triumph. Nobody ever covers them. So I love the fact that they were getting some attention.
Mhm.
Um, I like most of the tracks on here. I don't like them all. So what were you going to say about this?
I remember exactly the day this was announced. So they're like, something cool's coming. And then I'm like, oh my God, please be like a farewell reunion show. I thought that's where they were going because anyway. And then you hear that it was a tribute album, the big news. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I was so upset that day.
See, I never once thought that. I never once thought they were going to do a
It's
show
because
again.
I never saw them and it's one of
Me
my
neither. I
bucket
never
list.
did either. And I love the band. I always
Mhm.
have. They stopped touring before I started going to shows.
Same here.
Yeah. So, and I've never had a chance to see them, but I just never ever thought that was going to happen. So that never entered my mind. Similar example. I won't name names to embarrass them, but it is on the episode. When the Elastic Stream album came out, a couple people that are my co-hosts thought for sure when they found out there was a song on this album called Beautiful Girls,
Oh
they
yeah.
thought it was going to be a Van Halen cover. Never once did I think that. I'm like, no, that'd be too on the nose.
Uh, I I thought of it maybe for a half a second,
No,
but
never
not.
once. So,
Yeah.
but so I can understand why you were disappointed if you really thought that it was going to be a reunion tour or something, but never once did I think that. And I've gotten to the point now with big announcements, I don't think about it because most of the time it's but this
Yes.
was when I found out who was involved with this, I'm like, this could be good. Um, but of course, the the strangest thing about this tribute album, and it's something that I could never have predicted, but as I've talked about many times, um, when I found out that Jack Blades was on this,
Hmm.
so long before this was announced, I was already working on what would become my Night Ranger book.
Yes.
Now, on their album, Somewhere in California from 2011, they have a song called Follow Your Heart. And so, in my description of the song as I'm writing it, it goes, no, it's not a Triumph cover, although that might be cool. And I did not plan this. But of all the Triumph songs to cover, Jack Blades sings Follow Your Heart on here.
Oh, nice.
And it's awesome. I might add. Now, I don't like all of it, but I like most of it. But again, I reviewed it, so I'm not going to go into a lot of detail. I think it's pretty good.
Would you have put Sven Galley's Spellbound on that?
I never heard it.
It's on the last album. They had a video for it, and like it actually got released like a year ago. And there was Sven Galley's like, "Where's our song? Like, why aren't we on this?" Check out there's a video on YouTube of Sven Galley doing Spellbound, which is effing great, like really
Well,
good.
so the version of Spellbound that's on here, this is funny because I mentioned this guy earlier, Mickey Thomas from
Uh huh.
Starship, Jefferson Starship. He doesn't sound like he's gotten any older. And when I hear him sing Spellbound, it actually makes me wonder if when they wrote this song, if they weren't saying, we need to write a song like Jefferson Starship because it's perfect.
Yeah,
It just sounds like something he would have sung. It's got uh was me Sebastian Bach's on this, but it's good because I love how it goes. It starts out with 25 hours a day and it goes into Rock and Roll Machine. I think that's really good.
that's
And
good.
I knew I had a feeling when I found out he'd be involved. I'm like, he's probably doing 25 hours a day or 24 hours a day. Sorry,
Yeah.
25 hours a day is YT.
Yeah.
Um, um, but on the Triumph documentary, it shows him putting that record on and singing along with it.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
so, um, what else is really good on here? I Dean Castronovo singing "Never Surrender." Wow,
Okay.
that's good. Yeah, that's really good. Anyway, it's I was not disappointed with it. I don't listen to it a lot, but just again, it's not a band that's had 1,000 tributes, and
No,
it's not a
at
band
all.
that's ever covered. It's not a band that people don't even talk about them as influences, and they sold a ton of records. So what gives? So
Now, this album, you said it's what, is it a month old or?
a month? Oh no, this came out what I want to say April, May.
Okay, so that album was announced before their performance at the Oilers game?
It was, yes, it
Okay.
was. Yeah.
And that's why, because I knew that they were going to be doing that Oilers thing, and the Triumph like little, like, the Rock and Roll Machine documentary was
Yeah.
like,
Things were happening, right? Like there
exactly.
was,
That's
yeah.
why I thought that's what I thought
But
was.
I still never thought that there'd be an actual tour. And I mean, I'd love to be proven wrong and them do an extensive Canadian tour, including out here in the East, where even Canadian bands often don't hit. But that made me smile because it was so cool to see Phil X and Rick Emmett together.
Oh, I love that. Love
And
that. And
Phil X is on this actually, but so many people like I actually like that Edge of Excess album. A lot of people
I
trash
do
it.
too. I
I
do
think
too.
I like I said I hated grunge, so it was a good album to listen, a good new album to listen to. And I like Gilmore's voice, and he sings all the songs. Now, lyrically, no, it's not great. It's not a great album lyrically.
Boys' Night Out.
Black Sheep. But anyway, I digress. So anyway, so there you go. That's the nature of these tribute albums. They are hit and miss. Dan, I want to thank you for coming on and doing this. This
Hey,
was
my
a great
pleasure.
discussion.
Thank you for the
Um,
invite.
we got to do this again. And for those of you out there, what are your favorite tribute albums? Do you like them at all? Do you dismiss them? Are there any that are really worth checking out that kind of went under the radar? Because I know for a while there got to be what I would call a glut of them. There were just too many. So anyway,
Oversaturated, yeah.
yeah. So comment below. Don't forget to hit subscribe and make sure you subscribe to Off the Charts, Dan's YouTube channel. I'll put a link to that below as well. Link to order my books will be there. And yeah, want to thank everybody for watching Tim's Vinyl Confessions. We'll see you later.